What's up, my people, and welcome to the channel. My name is Diamond, and today I want to talk about why budgeting can be dangerous. And yeah, I hear it. I know budgeting is definitely an important part of building your financial future and building the life that you dream for yourself. But take it from somebody who's done it wrong for several years. If you're not careful, living on a budget can be very dangerous to your financial future. Let's explore how. I've been an avid budgeter for the last 10 years, and I'm telling you, it is great to have control of your money so that you're not wasting anything. Because without a budget, you're normally just going off the top of your head and you just spend until you run out of money. But when you're on a budget, you're sitting down, you're figuring out what you have coming in, and you're deciding ahead of time where that money is going to go and what is that money going to be able to accomplish for you during this particular pay period. And this sounds amazing because it is, but it's fraught with a lot of danger. What I mean by that is when you're living on a budget, you can afford a lot of stuff. Like when you're doing your budget, you sit down, if you want to buy something, even if you don't have the money to get it, that budget is a plan. So you can sit down on that budget and figure out how much can you put up this month? How much can you put up next month? Or the thing you want is available at a store that's offering 18 months no interest financing. So if I do that, then I can put this in my budget and I can afford X number of dollars a month and I can get it paid off in 12 months. So I won't have to pay any interest on it. And you can do all kinds of things like this. And you can start buying stuff because you're focused on that one thing that you want that's right in front of you. And if that's what you focus on, have you ever heard the phrase, you focus on what you get? And when you focus on something, if that's your primary goal, then absolutely you can make it happen. And it don't matter if you're paying cash for it or if you're going to put it on a credit card and do like some no interest deal, or you come up with some elaborate plan where you put it on one card, then you plan on balance transfer to another. It's all type of unique and creative ways you can come up with to get more stuff. And by having a budget and controlling every single dollar that comes in your house, you're able to make sure nothing goes to waste so that everything that you make is going to the things that you want them to go to. And this can cause you to fit a lot of payments into your budget. And the reason you can fit a lot of payments in is because, again, you're not wasting any money. So when you're doing this, it tricks you into thinking that you have more money than you actually have. And by putting things on payments, it allows you to really trick yourself into thinking you have more money than you actually have, because you're buying a $1,000 item or you're taking a $5,000 vacation. But since you're able to figure out some creative ways to make it happen, then all you're worried about is, what do I need to pay right now? What do I need to pay next month? How long is it going to take me to pay it off? And with that mindset, then you can absolutely do some big, amazing things. And this is exactly how I was living life in my 20s. I was living by my own plan, doing it the way I wanted to, and taking the vacations I wanted to go on and buying things that I wanted to buy. Never mind how I did it, I just had to make sure that I got it done. And budgeting in this form was tricking me into thinking that I had more money than I actually did, all the while putting me deeper in debt. And that mountain of debt was building up, building up, building up, and I wasn't even paying attention to it. And I know what you're thinking, how can you run up debt and not pay attention to it? Well, it's pretty simple when you're thinking short term, when you got your head down and you're looking at the next thing that you want to do, and you're only planning out that far. If you don't have that big long-term broad range thinking, it's easy to run up debt. But it's cool. I learned my lesson and I was able to flip it. I was able to pay off all my debt, and now I'm moving in the right direction faster than I ever thought was possible. And I'm making this video as a testimony to those who are early in the process so that you can hear from somebody so you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did and go deep in debt. And if you are already in debt, then this is definitely a channel for you, because I'm giving my real world experience on what I used and how I was able to pay off over $100,000 worth of debt. So be sure to subscribe and check out my channel. And I haven't even got into the investing side of things yet, so more content is definitely on its way and you don't want to miss out, because we're taking it from the ground floor all the way up to the penthouse. And a budget is a key ingredient to your financial success. Now, I know what you're thinking. You may be saying, why, if budgets are so dangerous, why did you say you're an avid budgeter? And the truth is, like any tool, it can be used for good or it can be used for bad. It can help you or it can harm you. And the way I was using the budget was harming me. And for one simple reason, and that's my priorities was all out of order. When it comes to using a budget and using it correctly, you have to have your priorities in line. Here's what I mean. You budget for this month, for this pay period, but that budget has to be part of a bigger overarching plan that's much bigger than something you can accomplish in 1 month, because this is going to change the way you think. Take, for example, two individuals. One person has a goal of being able to buy a car next year, so they want to save for a down payment. The other person is looking to pay their home off within the next 5 years. If you take these two people and you look at their monthly budgets, it's going to be completely different. But not only that, their lives are going to look completely different. Because when you start your budget as part of an overarching, much larger goal, a much larger plan, it's going to affect the way you think, and it's going to affect the way you make financial decisions. And the truth is, something I've learned is that when it comes to financial decisions, the thing that makes sense and feels good right now is usually the wrong decision for you 5 or 10 years from now. So if I'm living the way I was and I'm only thinking about the right now, what happens is as you get older, you realize you was doing more harm than good. Have you ever heard somebody who's older say, if I knew back then what I know now, things would be so much different? It's a reason for that. You see, ultimately, I had set my bar for success too low. When you combine that with using a budget without the right priorities in place, I would set myself up to become one of those old people who sit around talking about the best time in my life was back when, because all of my memories would have been back when I was in my 20s. Those would have been my best days. And ultimately, when you think about it, nobody really wants to be sitting there in their 20s or 30s and plan their life in such a way that when they hit 60 or 70 or 80, their best days was in their 20s. No, you want your best days to be ahead of you, not behind you. So it's important to use a budget, but make sure that you are setting your priorities in place. Make sure you have some dream in place, some overarching goal that you are trying to reach, some long-term goal that you are trying to reach, and use your budget as a key ingredient to help you get there each day, each week, each check, month by month, until you ultimately get to where you want to go. So use your budget as a tool for you, not as a weapon against you. I hope this video inspires and motivates you, because I know we can all get to where we want to go. We just have to ingest new information, develop a plan, and stick to it. Next, I want you to watch this video right here and make sure your notifications are turned on so you don't miss a single second. And until next time, I'm Diamond. Peace.